Numbers defense, an attacking man-match defense using the Arizona Cardinals defensive playbook in Madden 22. This video is assembled non-linearly. You can navigate it linearly by using the timestamps in the description or by clicking below. Chapter 1. History. Bum Phillips was an innovator of the 3-4 attacking defense in the 1970s. His Houston Oilers and New Orleans Saints defenses would be notorious for how they got after the quarterback. By 1985, he was pretty much done, but his son, Wade, took over as interim head coach after serving as defensive coordinator for his father for the past few years. He went on after that to be defensive coordinator under Buddy Ryan in Philadelphia before becoming defensive coordinator and later head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He then went on to be defensive coordinator for Marty Schottenheimer with the Chargers before landing the head coaching job with Dallas. By the late 2000s, he ended up losing his job and being replaced by Jason Garrett, at which point he became the defensive coordinator of the Houston Texans, before he also became interim head coach when Gary Kubiak was no longer capable of coaching. He then returned to Denver after a year off to rejoin Gary Kubiak and won a Super Bowl with Von Miller. He then landed in Los Angeles, helping young Sean McVay as head coach and leading the defense. One of his assistants when he had been at Houston was Vance Joseph. I'm going to show you here how I'm setting up my audibles. Usually I can get this done before the first play is picked. If they take their time picking their first play, then I can also go through my 2-4-5 and just get it set up real quick. And then we're going to get to game film. I'm going to have a bunch of random clips here from me running it with multiple teams, multiple games. Just show you that this defense can cause turnovers, creating completions, tackles for losses, sacks, the kind of plays that disrupt drives and win you games. Philosophy of a one-gap attacking 3-4 defense. Many times, 3-4 defenses require at least one defender to be a two-gap defender, meaning they take on a player head-on and are responsible for the gaps on either side of said player. In the 3-4 attacking style, this is different. Every player is assigned a gap and must shoot their appropriate gap. Every player is assigned either a man or a match assignment instead of having to go to a zone and read. This allows the players to attack instead of sitting back and reading, so they can be more decisive and they can dictate to the offense. One of the benefits of the 3-4 is they never know who the fourth rusher is going to be in base defenses. We can bring this into Madden in the 2-4-5 odd formation, which is in the Arizona Cardinals playbook. We see that coverage here with a man-2 look. We're able to break up the play.
Sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback. Get that pick. Sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback. Get that pick. Sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback, sack the quarterback. Get that pick.
The attacking 3-4 defense can bring a 4th, 5th, or even 6th rusher from almost any angle. You never know where they're going to be coming from. It's also very useful if you like slanting your pass rushers, so you can take the D-line and shift. This is useful if you're mixing in any hot blitzes, man blitzes, zone blitzes. It's also very useful with your match coverages like cover 4 quarters, cover 4 poles, cover 6, cover 6 invert, 2 sink, 3 buzz match, or 3 match. Not to mention your man coverages like 1 robber, 1 hole, and 2 man. Also 2 double buzz, or 0 double buzz, however you want to look at that, I guess. Another common tactic is to take man across with 2 flat defenders. This is very useful near the goal line or in short yardage situations. Point is, everyone has an assignment and everyone is able to attack. We're gonna hit the receivers and make them drop balls. Heyo. We're gonna blitz and we're gonna bring the pressure at the quarterback every play. We're gonna force incompletions. We're gonna force interceptions. We're gonna pressure. We're gonna get sacks. And we're gonna make picks. Chapter 3, Depth Chart. Defensive line. First thing we're looking at is the left end one. At least 280 pounds, 80 plus strength, 80 plus block shed, 90 plus stamina. DT1 is your nose, at least 310 pounds, 85 strength or better. 80 block shed is ideal, should have a good tackle. Right end one, again, 280 pounds, 80 strength, 80 block shed, 85 stamina. Usually not quite as good as your left end one. The rush left end one will be your right outside linebacker, usually your best speed rusher. Rush right end is going to be your left outside linebacker, usually your second best edge rusher. And then your rush DT will be your left end one, who again is your best power rushing D lineman usually. And then rush DT2 will be your second best D lineman. Usually he'll be right end one. Linebackers, we have our left outside linebacker, which is our edge rusher. He's going to be 240 pounds, 75 plus power move, 75 block shed, 80 plus speed. Middle linebacker 1, 210 pounds, 85 speed, 70 zone coverage, 65 man coverage ideally. MLB 2 is going to be your Mo, 210 pounds, 80 plus speed, 80 pursuit, 80 play rack, usually more of a run player. Right outside linebacker 1, 240 pounds, 80 plus finesse move, 80 plus block shed, 85 plus speed. So your sub linebacker 1 is going to be your MLB 1. Typically, it's going to be your best coverage backer. If that happens to be your MLB 2, then you can swap them. And then your sub linebacker 2 will be MLB 2 or your second best coverage linebacker. Defensive backs, CB2 is going to be the guy that lines up on your left on top of the wide receiver 1. So you want him to be 91 plus speed, 80 plus man coverage, 80 plus press. Free safety 1 is a little bit bigger of a guy. 89 speed is fine. 75 zone, 75 man is fine. Strong safety 1, a little bit bigger usually, a little bit more of a run stuffer, but really still a lot of the same. 70 catch is nice because he will play sometimes those flats and underneath. Cornerback 1 is going to be your second best corner really. Your slot corner 1 is going to be your best playmaker. You want to look at the guy with the highest catch, zone coverage, anything that makes you think that this is a guy that if you put him in position to make picks, he's going to be able to come down with it. And your second slot corner is going to be second best playmaker. Chapter 5, Coaching Adjustments. Auto flip on. The game does a really good job of putting you in the right flip. So I think turning it off doesn't really make sense, especially with defense. Auto align, leave it to default. You definitely don't want to use baseline. Baseline is not realistic. It puts players in a really weird alignment that is not realistic, not based on anything in reality. No legit sim league allows it. Anyways, ball in the air. I like play receiver over play ball. In CB matchups, I leave it at normal or balanced. A lot of times those CB matchups will get you into trouble and will get the game glitched, so just don't even mess with those. Option aggressive, except versus a Lamar or Kyler type player that can really break you. It allows them to attack downfield at the run all game and not hold back. Strip ball, aggressive or balanced is fine, or conservative if you are afraid of penalties. Tackling conservative because we want to make sure we wrap up when we tackle. We don't want broken tackles. And zone drops, leave them at default. If you mess with those, it will stop any match from happening. Chapter 2, Personnel. For CFMs, they have their archetype types. So you're going to want to pick the one, I believe it's called Base 3-4. And that's going to give you, the left end is a power rusher. This is going to be your J.J. Watt. Your right end is going to be a run stopper. He's going to be a big defensive end that is, good block shed, decent power move, but isn't quite as good as that left end. Your DT is going to be listed as a run stopper, but he is in fact a nose, a 310-pound nose. Doesn't need to be a giant. Left outside linebacker is going to be a power rusher. Then you're going to have your middle linebackers are going to be field generals. And really think about like that 2015 Broncos team. I think that's a really good example. Your right outside linebacker is going to be speed rusher. That's your Von Miller. And then your CBs are man-to-man because essentially, even when you run match, 90% of the time they're going to turn into man. So you need guys that are really good at man. Free safety is zone. Although if you have hybrid, that's usually what I use to develop my safeties, is the hybrid archetype. And strong safety, it's listed as run support, but again, I would prefer a hybrid. Here's some examples of some of the elite guys that have played in this scheme in the past. So there was Bruce Smith, there's J.J. Watt, there's Von Miller, there's Aaron Donald, DeMarcus Ware, some really, really good players. listening right here. I'm really curious. Why? Keep listening. Bonus time. If you come out in double safety blitz and audible out of it, your safeties will stay low at blitz depth and provide a solid disguise and help against the run. This, along with most of our coverages being too high shelves, gives us tons of disguise opportunities without resorting to base or man align. Ka-ching! Fun fact, Bum Phillips' tenure in Houston was the love ya blue era of the Houston Oilers. Earl Campbell dominated on the ground and Bum's defense was aggressive. Put something about this in the comments to let me know that you were here. This video is brought to you in part by the Madden Defense Facebook group. If it's Madden and it's defense, this is the group for you. Check us out on facebook.com. Link is in the description. Chapter 4, The Plays. This scheme's philosophy is centered on attacking, and so everyone is assigned a gap, and they must hit their gap for run fits, and they must also hit their gap for attacking the quarterback. In coverage, it's the same thing. Everyone is either manned or matched up. Right here is a basic front that the Phillips 3-4 attacking style defense will use. Notice that they do call them M for Mike and Mo for being the second inside linebacker. If you notice, both Mike and Mo in these are kind of reading and reacting while everyone else is attacking. When it comes to run, they're going to fill where the run is going. They're going to read the guards and see if they are pulling and then attack. We've led the league playing all zone or all man. I prefer man because it's harder to throw against it for a good percentage. But we also play a lot of matchup zone, which looks like something it's not. We play a matchup zone and people think it's man-to-man. Then we play man-to-man and we play some basic zone. We say, hey, you're playing the zone, but when a guy comes over there, you match with him. You pass it off, just like in basketball. When another guy comes there, you go there. We play a lot of match zone, but people think we're playing man-to-man. Hopefully that confuses them. For more on match coverages, I have put together a little playlist right here. You can also find the link in the description. Nickel, used for most 21, 12, 11, 10 personnel groups. So we have quarters, we have palms, they look very similar. We have cover 3, buzz match. We have cover 6, invert. Those four are my main audibles for that formation. We have the double nickel blitz, or the double safety blitz. We have cover 9, show 2. We have 2 sync. We have double buzz. We have 2 man under. We're over in our odd front now. We also have our cover 0, our cover 4 drop, and then cover 6. Those are my 4 audibles for 2, 4, 5 odd. I really like this hot blitz. You can do some really fun stuff with that. They have a bunch of other good zone blitzes in this odd front. I really like this cover 2 zone blitz. It's good at the goal line. We have some man blitzes. We have some cool loops that can be useful with some of these. 3-4, use versus most 22, 13, 23, and 14 personnel groups. So for heavy sets, we have, again, our cover 4 quarters. We have our 3 match. We have our 2 sync. We have one QB contain. We have our one robber. We have cover 4, show 2. We have cover 6. And then some more zone blitzes. This is a safety zone blitz. A linebacker zone blitz. Both linebackers zone blitz. Cover 2 with double edge. Pinch buck 0. More zone blitzes. Some of the more LeBeau style, Troy Polamalu is what I think of when I see those. And of course your cover 0 man blitzes. This is a fun one as well at the goal line. You can get a lot of good pressure. Leaves the flats open though. More zone blitzes. We're going to be bringing the heat at the offense. Support me on Patreon for exclusive Madden 22 scheme guides, including a 50-plus page Shanahan wide zone scheme guide. That's www.patreon.com/schemeguide. Thanks for watching. Seriously, I'm impressed that you're still here. Like, wow. I'm really impressed. If you're still listening to this, comment below in the video with your favorite color and your favorite NFL team. Like Blue Oilers.